Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Nick at Impact Church of God in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Thank you for tuning in today. I just want to tell you that going forth from day to day, I'm going to be reading scriptures through the week leading up into the Passion and then the Resurrection. So I'm very excited about sharing the words with you. And where we're going with this, and I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. So, I want to let you know where we're starting at. This is the day after Jesus's triumphal entry into Jerusalem, and we start at Matthew, and we're talking about some things that Matthew tells us that Jesus was doing there. So Matthew 21, we'll read verses 18 and 19 there. It says, "Now in the morning, as Jesus returned into the city," it says he hungered. And it says then in verse 19, it says, "And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it, and he found nothing thereon but leaves only, and said unto it, Let no fruit grow on thee henceforward forever. And presently the fig tree, it withered away." You see, the fig tree, I believe, represented us as individuals and those also that were in the temple that day. I believe there were some that were probably making a show of what they thought they had, but really didn't have. And so it's one thing to lack fruit out of season, and it's another thing to pretend that you have fruit. And I believe that the fig tree, it did show that it had leaves, but it just did not have no fruit. And our lives may look like we are spiritual and everything is right and everything on the outside looks well, but the root can be withered away. And when we look at this, we may be missing maybe the authentic fruit and the closeness that God really wants us to have. Our leaves may even fool us sometimes, and may even fool other people around us. But one thing about it is we know that it does not fool God. And our leaves may look impressive. I mean, people may look at us and think, wow, they've really got it all together, and they're like the big spiritual giant, but really, honestly, if we'll just really be honest with ourselves, we're not really spiritual giants. I don't think none of us could really say that, but we all have done something to show something that we're not on the inside. We've showed it on the outside. But the Lord, what will he find when he comes looking for us? When he starts to inspect our lives, what will God see? What will he see? Will he find only leaves, or will he find figs in our life? And Jesus said that, he goes on, and we look at this particular passage, that he goes on and he says in Mark that my house shall be called a house of prayer. You see, it's God's design for his house to be called a house of prayer. And that really kind of hits it right on the head with a lot of us, I believe, because sometimes we don't really understand the significance of being able to gather together in prayer corporately as a body. And I know this time is hard right now, but that's what church really, and we go to church, and that's what it's about, gathering for prayer, gathering for worship together. And I just believe that the Lord was really trying to show here, let's keep church real. Let's make it the main thing, Let's not make it out to be something that it's not supposed to be. So really, in all, in this passage of Scripture, on the first day leading up to the Passion, we find at a glance that really the Lord's disciples were with him every step of the way here. And they were learning of his ways and the lessons that he was teaching them. And they wanted to understand. And I believe that's kind of where we're at as we walk with Jesus every day. You know, as followers, we should be learning His ways. God bless you. We love you. We're praying for you.